Maddie and Steve, they set the stage. From classic bouts to the modern age. Every slam, every story, every legacy comes alive with wrestling pedigree. So tune on in, the spotlight's bright. The ring is ready on this podcast night. It's Wrestling Pedigree.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Wrestling Pedigree. I'm your host, Matty. With us today, we have a very special episode. We are doing the Wrestling Pedigree End of Year Awards. With me this week is a special treat for everybody. The person right next to me is my co-host, the last real general manager of MWL, even though he's got multiple personalities. Steve Watkins, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, Maddie. We've got the whole Wrestling Pedigree family together tonight. I think this is the first time. It's definitely the first time you, me, and Chris have been together with Sonny. I think it might be, besides the Hogan episode, I think this is the first time that Chris and I have been on the panel together.
I know, and it had to take a new year, like end of the year, to do this. It's great to have you as usual. Below me is the co-host of the Ross Report and Iho's favorite person, Christopher Ross. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. I can't wait to talk about the winners and the losers of the 2025 year-end awards. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Cheap plug. Oh, by the way, I've had a message just from Justin saying, fuck LA Lakers. So I do
Justin, Boston Celtics suck.
Also with us is a new addition to our family, the co-host of Wrestling Spotlight, and also a panel with ring takes, the legendary, the awesome Sonny the Man Eagle Kane. How are you, sir?
Hello, sir. Hello, Chris. Hello, everybody.
This is going to be a really, really interesting and great show. We did the voting. The voting's been out for at least over a week. I know you guys had all voted, and the results are in, and we're going to go through them. And I do know that someone is not going to be happy, which is going to be Chris. By the result. So let's get into it first. Let's get into breakout superstar of the year, breakout star. Before we announce the winner, who is your guys' breakout star? Let's go with Chris.
My breakout star of 2025, I'm going to say it. My breakout star is Javon Evans.
That's a great one. Steve?
I mean, I got to agree with Chris. There were a lot of big breakout stars this year, like Kyle Fletcher, Leon Slater, but I think Javon Evans takes the cake.
Sonny, what's your pick?
I actually got Siobhan Evans. I've been following Siobhan for a year now and been trolling him real tight on Wrestling Spotlight and telling Gerald I thought he would be on the roster by the end of the year, and here we are, and he's on the roster. So I don't always get him right, but I have been a fan and wrestler in the business for 50 years now total. So I can sometimes spot him.
A good talent search.
Yeah, sometimes.
the winner of the breakout star of the year, voted within the wrestling pedigree family, is actually Javon Evans.
All right. Yes,
Javon Evans won by a majority of 75%.
wow.
So that is a lot of pit. Like everybody's seen what we've seen then.
I have compared him to the next to the Sting of his generation if he doesn't get hurt. If he can stay healthy and continue to thrive in WWE like he's doing now, he's got Sting. To me, he's got Stinger-like qualities with his high flying and acrobatic skills like Sting had when he started. People say Siobhan's not much to look at right now. We'll give him a break. He's only in his early 20s, so he's going to develop that body and that build. And I can tell from working out on a regular basis myself that Siobhan works out often. You don't get that look that he has without going to the gym. I mean, you just don't. So,
I absolutely picked Leon Slater, which is his boy. I mean,
yeah.
I watched Leon Slater.
Leon's going too, by the way, at some point.
Oh yeah, he will be. Leon Slater for me is just unbelievable. I watched him.
Girl likes Leon.
I watched him when he was 16 years old in Progress Wrestling and just kicking ass and taking names. And yeah, he's unbelievable. But Javon Evans has had one hell of a year. Steve, as you like doing fantasy booking, where would you put Javon Evans? Raw, SmackDown, and who would you put him against?
Oh, I think I would put him on SmackDown. I'd love to see what he could do against Johnny Gargano.
Ooh.
I think that would be an amazing, amazing match.
That would be a banger. That would be a banger. Chris, what do you see in Javon's 2026?
What I see in Javon in 2026 is capturing the NXT championship.
Even though he'll be on a main roster.
Even though he's a free agent, so he's going to be going to Raw, SmackDown, but I just feel there's much more. He needs to capture that NXT championship before officially going up to the main roster.
Oh, I could see that. The next category is the promo of the year. When I ask people, like you guys' opinions on it, Steve gave me a lot. Steve, do you remember your pick?
Now, there's a bunch of different ways that we could go with this one. My personal pick is a Braun Breaker when he called out CM Punk for the championship. He really showed that he cuts a better promo than his dad, than his uncle. He's breaking out of that Steiner mold with what he can do on the mic.
Absolutely. And if he don't do maths, then he's definitely out of that Steiner promo.
But you know he's going to do the math.
Oh, yeah. He's going to do the math every time they do a live pay-per-view and he's out there with the fans. So he's going to make... He did at WrestleMania. He's going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Promo of the year, Sonny, what did you have any particulars?
I did, and I'd like to make one comment about Siobhan and his being that hard by the main roster folks. He is currently today a free agent, but if you looked on last week's Raw, the main rosters are talking to him heavily about signing. So he may or may not get the NXT title shot or chance to capture it before he gets picked up. But even if he doesn't, he's got enough energy. I think he'll be okay either way. And I think he'll probably get the Intercontinental title as his first title. I could see he and someone like a Dominic Mysterio going at it against each other and having some rival fights. And if y'all noticed in 2025, the rivaling came back between wrestlers. You saw them more than once go against each other, and to me, you get the better matches that way because the guys get acquainted with each other, men and women, and it brings out the best in them. So I look at 5 different shows a week for Wrestling Spotlight and Ring Takes, and of the 5 shows that I've watched religiously this year, got some in there to watch this week too. I got somebody nobody probably got. I got AEW's Hangman Adam Page burning down Steve Swerve Strickland's house in AEW, and they went at it for a whole year and a half, back and forth. Who did what and why, and now they've ended up being respectable acquaintances among themselves. So they seem to have worked beyond that at this point. But talk about burn it down. Adam Page just went to Swerve Strickland's house and literally lit the match and sat in a chair and had a beer. And I thought that's the promo of the year right there. I don't care who you are.
I would have done the same.
I don't care who you are. That's got to be the promo of the year.
I would have gone just his house and just do the same. Chris, what is your picks? Any picks that you had?
My personal pick for promo of the year is, I'm going to say it, it's got to be when John Cena went to Brussels for the first time being a heel. That was promo of the year, in my opinion.
That was a crazy. The reception that John Cena had when he came into Brussels was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The winner, which is nobody did pick, but I picked this and it went onto the list, and it picked by 55%, was Punk Life in Saudi before John Cena versus CM Punk match, and I loved that. Punk coming out in Dr. Thugonomics, and I remember on the round table, I think it was me and Steve was just going crazy about it and loving it because he would literally pipe bombed Cena straight there in Saudi. It was every promo really. I always find if you can sell yourself to the fans and get them coming in and being hooked on TV, you've done the promo well.
That's right.
And TNA, AEW, Indies, they all done pretty well on news. Even if they're doing on social medias, they're doing
Matt, a year ago, Joe and I were sitting on Wrestling Spotlight before I started branching off a little bit, going to different podcasts, going to work on different shows. And Joe said, why are they keeping Punk? Why is Punk still around? How much fuel has he got left in the tank? I said he's been out making movies. He's going to come back. He's going to be the talk of the talk at the end of the year. And you could call Joe up and ask him. I said this, and here we are discussing CM Punk today. Still got it right again.
Oh yeah, and
love me some Punk.
And now he is a champion. Ross, I do apologize for this, so please do not hate the co-host or host. Lewis Joshua said, Ross, what happened to Jake Paul, Puddy?
What happened to Jake Paul? He got his jaw got broken in half by Anthony Joshua. So, yeah, Joshua, I'm going to give you credit on that. But one day, Jake Paul is going to bounce back in a heck of a hurry.
Well, if he has to do this. Twice he broke his jaw. This is unbelievable. It was a great fight. As a Britishman, I'm happy that he won. But we have our boss, Jeff. He's in tonight. Say hey to Jeff. And also we have, obviously, Ross's favorite person, Lewis, about tonight also. And by the way, oh dear, is his response Ross? He could tell that Boston and LA just hate each other. We go to our next category, which is pay-per-view of the year. Steve, what was your pick? What did you pick for pay-per-view of the year?
My pick for pay-per-view of the year is AEW Revolution.
Ooh, why?
It was very, very clearly the best AEW pay-per-view this year. I really think that for me, the only PLE from WWE that was maybe on the same level was SummerSlam.
Would you not say Crown Jewel in Perth?
Crown Jewel was good, but I mean SummerSlam, we got Face Cena back.
And Jelly Roll.
And Jelly, yep.
Try to get Jelly. Chris, what was your pick for pay-per-view?
I'm going to say this. I'm going to use like two companies for AEW. I'm going to say All in Texas. I really enjoyed All in Texas when Adam Copeland came out. Happy that Hangman dethroned Jon Moxley as AEW World Champion, and the World Championship finally got out of the briefcase once and for all. So All in Texas for AEW. For WWE, I'm going to say Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view. From top to bottom, that was a great show. The main event, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, that was a banger match. And then the finish of it, Naomi cashed in to become Women's World Championship. And then her reign became a short reign because Jimmy Uso and Naomi are expecting a baby together. So congratulations to Jimmy Uso and Naomi.
They got some Slim Jim. Sonny, what is your picks for the pay-per-view?
Well, I'm off the gridiron, but I liked WrestleMania last year. I thought the 2-day event was spectacular. I liked the Hall of Fame inductions. Only thing I didn't like about the Hall of Fame inductions was my trainer, Ivan Koloff, had waited until after he passed to get the Hall of Fame award, and they just showed them in the blur shot. I wasn't a fan of that. For AEW's main pay-per-view this year, I'm going to have to agree with Chris and say All in Texas
Well,
is probably the biggest thing.
Well, you're both right, because it's been voted has 65%. All In is actually the pay-per-view of the year. It was a banger of show. I picked All Out in Toronto. That's just because Bubbles was there. So literally, for me, I'm a big Trailer Park fan. So, but
Cool.
All In was really, really good. Exactly what Ross said. The main event, the death match, it was just it was one of those cards. Even though it was 7.5 hours long, it was a really good card. It shouldn't have been 7.5 hours. Yeah, Sonny, if there's ever been a show that you've been on the Indies where it went overtime too long, like the show shouldn't have been that long.
There wasn't a show on the Indies that I was on that ran that way, but when I was a fan, the Great American Bash came to the Dorton Arena, and that arena holds about 7,500 people, y'all. And that's in seats. We had about 8,500 there, so we had people out of seats that didn't even have a seat, just standing around. The arena is beautiful. It's got columns that run up that run up the sides of it, fans were on the columns. And it turned out to be a Great American Bash show. They had 14 matches. And then the
Wow.
last one, I think it was Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, and I think Flair beat Rhodes at the end of it.
How long did that go on for?
That went on for the whole day. You got in there about 7 o'clock, and you were out about 2 that morning.
So it's kind of like an AEW show then.
Yeah, they had a couple of intermissions. I mean, where you can get up, move around, those kinds of things. But yeah, 14 fights they had that night.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And we paid under, Chris. We paid under $20 for our ticket that night. I mean, we paid a standard ticket fee. I do remember $12.50, something like that. So, and I can't remember if Mama was seeing Flair publicly at that time or not. I know when she was, we didn't have to pay for tickets at all. He had us. I mean, we got our tickets, but we didn't have to pay for them.
That's crazy. That's so awesome. That's a long time now to sit there.
I really think those shows should be broken up into 2 days.
All in should be broken up in 2 days.
Absolutely.
Let's stay with moment of the year. It's a category, and Sonny, will stay with you. What was your moment of the year?
My moment of the year was Cody Rhodes and WWE hurting Kevin Owens' neck. It was the first time that we had seen the wild side of Cody Rhodes in WWE. Up until that point, Cody had played the goody guy to the point that it got on my nerves. And he's been in talks, I believe, as a professional analyst with Paul Heyman now for a good solid year. And he had been talking a little bit to Paul even back then, and people couldn't understand why. He's just revealed why the past 4 months, maybe, Matt, as to why he and Paul have been so tight on each other. So we really didn't know why he was talking, and then he really banged up Kevin Owens, and I thought he's going to turn heel. And I have been predicting this for a solid year now too, that he will eventually go heel with Paul Heyman.
Ooh.
So
we might see it. We might see it, especially in 2026. Ross, what is your moment of the year?
My moment of the year, and I'm gonna say it. My moment of the year is when John Cena turns heel at the Elimination Chamber. That day, I remember I got up and I says, okay, we got the Elimination Chamber. This show is going to be good. When I got done watching that and I saw that moment and I saw Cena's eyes change, and I said, no, don't tell me they're pulling that trigger. And bada bing, bada boom, WWE, they did. And I'm going to say it. That was the best moment of the year. And what John Cena says on What Do You Want to Talk About podcast with Cody Rhodes, I highly recommend you guys watch, because it was a fantastic podcast. John Cena even said that was just for the shock value, and they wanted to do a moment. It was just for a moment, and it's just for the shock value. So, and personally, it worked on everybody. So, moment of the year, John Cena turns heel at Elimination Chamber.
That was an incredible moment. Absolutely incredible moment. Steve.
My moment of the year, I think this moment is going to live on for a very, very long time. John Cena tapping out to end his career.
Oh.
He went for over 20 years saying never give up. and the very last thing he did inside a wrestling ring was he gave up.
While smiling.
But while smiling, because I think at that time he was saying, you know what, I've done everything that I can. It's time to let go.
I agree with that one. Unfortunately, people did not pick that one. However, John Cena turning heel had 25%. John Cena tapping out had 25%. However, this person had 50%. Who won the moment of the year was AJ Lee returning to the WWE after 10 years. It was an incredible moment on SmackDown. That pop, the reactions from all YouTube streamers, it was crying and enjoying it. It was just a crazy moment, wasn't it, Steve?
It was. Personally, do I think it was moment of the year though? No, because when Cena tapped out, that whole arena went silent. You could hear a pin drop. To me, that's what makes the tap out.
San Martino lost to my trainer Ivan Koloff way back in the day. It was just deafening.
Yep. To me, that's what makes it moment of the year.
I like it how we could just say "fuck you guys" and we voted wrong.
Yep.
All right. Gimmick of the year. Now, I can see where people are gonna go with this. Chris, what's your gimmick? Wrestler of the year.
Gimmick wrestler. Well,
say his name.
I'm gonna say it. I am going to say it. Joe Hendry. Because the reason Joe Hendry is my gimmick of the year is what he said last night on Friday Night SmackDown about the Miz's tiny footballs and basketballs and soccer balls and baseballs. A lot of balls, you say. So the Miz, he has tiny ones. So that's my gimmick of the year, Joe Hendry, which I believe in every single day.
And so do I. Sonny, your pick.
My gimmick of the year is Trick Williams when he started out in NXT, coming out to rapping. I thought he had a good rap going. He can rap, and I don't know what's happened with he's the rapper gimmick to his deal, but he had the whole house behind him. And they've just sort of done away with that and got Trick talking a little more than dancing and singing, and I don't understand where they're going with that. I hope when he goes to WWE, he's just been picked up by WWE, that they let him do more of the rapping. He's a fine entertainer.
Oh, yeah. He was entertaining last night on SmackDown. He was very entertaining. Steve.
Now, I actually have 3 gimmicks. I have one for WWE, one for TNA, and one for AEW.
Go on there.
Now, for TNA, I got to go with Trick Williams, Trick NA.
Agreed.
Him going over as the TNA champion, and he made that just so entertaining. AEW, Harley Cameron. I mean, come on, she is so entertaining. I could watch her forever, not only because she is extremely attractive, but she's hilarious.
Yes. She could put puppets in straight away.
That puppet Monet just gets me every freaking time. However, my favorite gimmick of the year, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yes, sir.
Well, you are close, sir, because he came in second, but unfortunately his former best friend won the gimmick of the year. It was El Grande Americano. It's a really good gimmick. I will admit.
Yes, sir.
El Grande was brilliant. Whether he's on Raw or on AAA or even on NXT, he was brilliant. And Kaiser has done a major job since Gable was injured. There is rumors of Gable coming back. So,
Not a
Sonny,
talk about Gable coming back.
where would you see this El Grande going? Where do you see him going in the 2026?
I like his routine. I think he's a fine wrestler. I think he'll probably maintain the El Grande gimmick for several more months to come. They've added more Americanos to the thing, so it'll be interesting to see what all that's about. And that's another loose end storyline, in my opinion, Chris and Steve, that they haven't really gotten into. Where is that going? Why are they there? That whole 9 yards. I'd like to know the whole story if I'm going to follow the wrestling opera. And I think eventually he'll lose his mask and he'll either be the main El Grande or he won't. But I think that's what'll happen. They'll eventually have some kind of mask versus mask or something, and he'll pull his off, but one of the other guys, and then they'll have theirs own. So he'll ride off like the Midnight Rider, and they'll just leave you forever talking about it. And I think that's the only way they can really play it out. And everyone knew that the Midnight Rider was Dusty Rhodes. I mean, the whole world knew that. So.
Well, yeah, even Stevie Wonder could see that it was him. Steve, what's your take on El Grande and what do you see in 2026?
I mean, I love how Kaiser has taken that and just run with it. With Chad Gable coming back, I could definitely see like an Americano versus Americano, or even them teaming up, or Kaiser coming back as Kaiser and being in the same room as Americano, and then Gable the same thing, kind of playing like a Spider-Man type of thing,
like a Blue Blazer kind of thing they did in 1999.
Yes, exactly.
Because they had Jeff Jarrett in one of them, and then it was Owen, and there was Jeff, and there was Owen. Yeah. Ross, what's your take on 2026 El Grande Americano?
What's my take? I'm going to say this with Chad Gable coming back. I hope they use both Kaiser and Chad Gable the right way. And hopefully El Grande Americano could win championships, and we'll finally get to see who El Grande Americano really is underneath the mask.
Yes. I agree with Sonny that I think probably around WrestleMania time when Chad comes back, I think it'll be it'll be a mask versus mask. And I think Chad will be the one getting this mask revealed, because I feel Kaiser's done a fabulous job, better than Chad did, and I think AAA prefers Kaiser more. So I think AAA needs that kind of El Grande because he's a major face in there now.
Did y'all hear the interview earlier in the year before Chad Gable got hurt, where he said that it was only supposed to be a couple of shows about that, and WWE went to it like a lightning bolt and just made it happen?
When a lightning bolt happens, WWE rides it until it gets like stale, which is kind of like what they done with Yeet. Oh, yeah, so you're wrong. But yeah, lightning bolts. If you got a lightning bolt, like Joe Hendry now has got a lightning bolt, and and WWE are going to ride that until it gets there. Feud of the year. Ross, what is your feud of the year?
My feud of the year, we had a lot of feuds in 2025. I'm going to say for the only two companies I watched all year was WWE and AEW. So my AEW feud of the year was definitely Hangman Adam Page versus John Moxley. That was feud of the year going into All in Texas. And feud of the year for WWE, CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins.
They had a one hell of a feud. Steve.
Now, I kind of did the same thing as Chris. I've got one for AEW, one for WWE. My WWE one, I'm agreeing with Chris. Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk. However, my personal favorite, because I was very sports entertained by this feud. The Young Bucks versus AEW.
Yes.
Just
I agree.
AEW just crapping on the young Bucks constantly. I couldn't help but laugh. And I was always entertained by it.
It was like, didn't they have Bop at one time?
Yep.
And Generation Me showed up, and they had the Generation Me song. Oh, they hated the production. Sonny, what's your feud of the year?
I have two. I have my friends, the Hardy Boys, against the Dudley Boys, and the Dudley Boys' retirement match.
Great pick.
Of this year. I thought that was fantastic. And my other feud, I'm going on my own again. I do this once in a while, even on Joe's show. But my other feud was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. I think the Kabuki Warriors are fantastic.
That's a great pick, and that's still ongoing now. We got that great title match next week, isn't it?
Yeah,
the week after.
Love Io and Ripley, but the Warriors don't get nearly enough credit. They are just phenomenal together.
Oh, Kairi Sane is underrated.
Underrated.
She is so underrated. It is unbelievable. Oscar's just Oscar. People know her now that they just love watching her. But
Oscar does it for me. I'm going to tell you, I like me some Oscar.
Same for me is just unbelievable.
I like a fussy person, but anyway.
Entrance of the year. This will be interesting to get your guys' thoughts. Steve, what's your entrance of the year?
My entrance of the year, Cena's face return at SummerSlam.
Is that when it went black and then all of a sudden his lights come on?
Yep.
Yeah. Because I was thinking bullshit there. I was thinking bullshit when it was a SmackDown before. And he said, "Yeah, I'm back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this." And then boom, it came back, and I love how Tucker's interfered in this match. Go on, Tucker. Ross, I could guess what yours is, but I would love to know what's yours.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
That's got to be WrestleMania then. WrestleMania Yeet. That's a great entrance. Love it. Sonny.
Going on my own again. A young wrestler who's 26 years old comes out like $1 million. AEW's Megan Bain. She's a ring general in the ring. She seldom loses her match on the AEW. She will drop one now and again. Give her a break. She's from Ohio Valley Wrestling. She will make it. She'll be somebody. I'm calling 2 years. She'll be in WWE.
Really? 2
Yes,
years,
sir.
and Megan will be in WWE.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Megan versus Rhea Ripley.
Sir,
Oh,
Megan Bain versus Jade Cargill.
yes.
Megan Bain has just got it. I mean, she reminds me of a young China. She's just built like China. She's very confident once she's in the ring. She in my professional opinion, she starts out a little shaky walking down to the ring sometimes, but that's her youth. But when she takes off her robe and all this and gets on with it, she just controls it from the first move to the last.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of messed up here. So the feud of the year was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Oh
The,
yeah,
the entrance of the year was John Cena's last ever entrance at Saturday Night Main Event.
see that.
So, like, I can understand why people picked that. Now this is gonna be fun because I know people are going to moan about this. What the fuck confusing storyline of the year? Now, Sonny, what's your pick?
I gotta say it. The very few spur of the moment appearances by Uncle Howdy and family. They can all wrestle. They've all impressed me as quality wrestlers, but they don't have them in there enough to get you used to them. The lights go out. They come back on. They're in the ring against two doing what? As of late, it's been Soto Sokoa, and I like where that's going, but we need to see more of that to get used to seeing Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy to me is kind of out there. I don't think it's all Uncle Howdy's idea. I think it's creatives doing it. So
I agree on that. Following up to what you just said, I remember a couple of weeks ago, was it a couple of months ago, they had Nikki follow Chelsea and Julia for the US title, and literally nothing's come apart of that now. There's no Nikki in that US title bout, so yeah, we need more Wyatt Sits on TV and more storylines with Wyatt Sits. I mean, their storyline on AAA, where the payoff this last weekend was phenomenal. But yeah, I agree. More Wyatt Sits and a better introduction of all of them. Ross.
My confusing storyline of 2025.
WTF.
I'm gonna have to agree with Sonny. More Wyatt Six stuff heading into next year. I know the Wyatt Six are still the tag team championships. Hopefully they drop the tag team titles to MFTs.
Wow.
wow.
Well, that's because you love the tribal. The ones. Don't you dare acknowledge him. Steve, yours.
My WTF storyline of the year. There were so many questions about the storyline.
Please tell us.
John Cena's heel run. Like, why? Like, I know he cut that promo in Brussels, but what happened to The Rock? Why did he all of a sudden decide that he wanted to sell his soul to The Rock? Where the fuck did The Rock go? What the fuck was up with Travis?
Well, we never had an outcome of that. We never had conclusion of that.
Right. We had this huge moment with John Cena turning heel, And what was the fucking payoff? What was the payoff, Maddie?
That's been my question on Spotlight. I don't get it either.
If you want to know the payoff, it's available now on what you want to talk about. Cody Rhodes. Because they don't even fucking mention it. He just brushed it off. Well, there was something there. We just go what we do. But Logan Paul on his podcast said it's mostly Travis Scott didn't want to be a wrestler anymore. He had one bad hit in the training in the PC and then fucked up. So it's down to them. Ross.
You brought up, Steve, about what was going to be the payoff. I'm going to say it. I feel the payoff to the whole entire John Cena heel run is this is the thing. I had this exact same conversation with Maddie and Josh when we did our Saturday night main event predictions. And I literally said that they could done this. If Cena was going to retire, okay, he could go off to the sunset. But if this wasn't a true retirement, you could have The Rock come out. Rock says, you're not retiring until I say so. And the payoff could have been we get one final match at this WrestleMania 42, when it goes back to Las Vegas, Nevada, John Cena versus The Rock one more time. And that would be the payoff to the whole entire why Cena sold his soul to The Rock.
See, that I would have gone for. I would have been more than happy with that.
But we got
not
nothing.
only because it would have given us the payoff, but it would have given us an answer. It would have given us that rubber match. Because right now, Rock and Cena are 1-1.
Yep.
So who's better? Is The Rock better? Is Cena better? We're never gonna know.
I know what's so fun. The only payoff we had for that heel turn was actually Liv Morgan coming back and doing it better than John Cena.
Yep.
For that category, John Cena turning heel was the winner by 90%. 90%. A lot of people online, if you're on X, a lot of people bitching about it, really bitching about it. Let's go promotion of the year. Christopher Ross, what's your promotion of the year?
My promotion of the year, I'm going to say my promotion of the year is WWE.
Oh, you got to explain that.
The reason why I say WWE is I'm always going to support wrestling promotions every single year. And there could be some positive, there could be some negatives, but I'm going to say about the positives. I enjoyed Monday Night Raw episodes, NXT, Friday Night SmackDowns, and the PLEs. I enjoy it so much. And with WWE, I really enjoy it because they went to Netflix and they also went to ESPN this year.
That's actually a good choice. I mean, Steven, since WWE went to Netflix, it's been, especially international with us in the UK, it's been a breath of fresh air. I loved it. Absolutely love it. Steve, because I know you went on mute, so I'm going to pick you.
No, of course. You know what? This year, we got exciting stuff from everybody.
Oh, yeah.
TNA stepped it up. WWE was entertaining as always. To me, though, AEW, they grew so much this year. The in-ring has always been great. Storytelling, I see that they've been doing a lot more with storytelling. I'm loving that. And that's why I'm going to go with AEW.
Wow, yeah. I agree with you. For me, it was TNA, just how much they improved over the year. I hate their 4 week season break, but hopefully with them with AMC, they won't do that next year. But TNA was for me. Sunny.
To my surprise, so 18 months ago, I began watching this promotion because of Gerald Bentley. It seemed like every other word out of his mouth at the time was about this promotion. I get on with Gerald, y'all. I don't want you to think I don't. I even called him boss, but he he just hammered AEW home, and he kept talking about AEW, AEW this, AEW that. And I gotta confess, when I first started watching the promotion, it didn't have much pep to it. It was, I thought, low keyed in the very beginning. I thought it had some squash matches. We called them squash matches, Chris, back in the day. That's a match when you know somebody's going to lose and there ain't going to be much to it. It's to get up and walk around the building type match and stretch your legs a minute until the other matches come on. But as I began watching AEW and getting used to the characters and meeting the characters, I gotta give it to AEW. They have now got themselves in a position. I don't know if Tony Khan had it planned this way or if it just became this way, but they are now in a position where WWE stars, for the first time ever, are and have been considering going to AEW to work on their craft versus going over to Japan or back on the independents, which is where I was back in my day for 12 and a half years. We didn't have all these crossover leagues and organizations back in my day like we do now, and it's great for the business. It's a wonderful opportunity for the workers. So I'm going to say hats off to AEW. They have got the best promos since World Championship Wrestling back in my day, and I think they compared to World Championship Wrestling back in my day. In the beginning, I compared them to Texas World Class Championship Wrestling, and that wasn't an insult, but they have really come up the ladder. Tony Khan's putting the money in it. The only thing I don't like the Khan allows to go is when the older guys like the Rock and Roll, my friends, the Rock and Roll Express, and Ricky Steamboat, who trained me someone on with Ivan, come in and Flair come in, and they show total disrespect for the seniors. I will go to my grave saying that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. You respect your seniors, you learn from them, and then you get them out of the way. That's the better take on it, in my opinion. Sorry, guys, that's my soapbox.
No, great.
I just go off every time I think about it. Gets me back.
I agree. When FCR came down and beat up the Rock and Roll Express, I was pissed off in them. I mean,
and tried to beat up Steamer, and it didn't work out exactly the way he thought it was.
Didn't work out because gave him a couple of uppercuts, and then they were done. The promotion that was voted was it was very close between WWE and AEW, but WWE won the promotion of the year. But it was like literally that close. It was literally that close.
It's like I tell my pop, all you could do is vote.
Exactly. Especially with you guys over there.
I bet you have those say.
So let's get on to, we've got 3 categories left. Let's go on to a really, really good. It was a really, really good category. I thought this was the tag team of the year. Let's go with Ross because I'm interested now. What is your tag team of the year?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I have 3 for each promotion with WWE, AEW, and TNA.
Go on then. Quick. Go on.
For TNA, I got the Hardy Boys.
Correct.
For AEW, there was a lot of tag teams this year that I really enjoyed, and some I didn't. My favorite AEW tag team of the year is the Young Bucks.
Great pick. Good pick. Wow.
For WWE, this is where I enjoyed all of the tag teams in WWE this year. I'm going to say it. My tag team of the year is the reuniting Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
That's a great pick and all. Great pick and all. I mean, they got a busy couple of weeks ahead of them. How would it for you, Pit Rocks? Which one would you have to choose?
I would choose the Hardys.
Great choice. And because you picked the Hardys, let's go to someone that knows the Hardys. Sonny, the legendary Manny Kane. Who did you have as your tag team, if I need to ask?
Me or Steve?
You yourself, Sonny.
Tonight for my tag team, I have Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Wow. I had you down as a Hardy.
Well, the Hardys are there, but in WWE, I think Flair and Blitz made it to the top. The Hardys made it to the top this year with me in TNA. I predicted that for a year and a half to Gerald. I've got Gerald almost believing now. So with my predictions, I said, well, wait a minute, Matt's losing all this weight. He's getting down to 200 pounds now. I said he's going to have another run. Joe came back with he'll be retired by the end of the year. Well, he's just signed on for another year with TNA, and they're going to be crossing over to end of WWE still. So I think they could go another 5. I mean, it's just when you're hot, you're hot. When the phone rings, it rings. I mean, look at me, all this podcast work and involvement I'm getting now. I'm on 4 different podcast programs monthly and weekly almost. So, anything can happen. Just hold on to your dream and keep going.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Steve, your tag team of the year. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
Squad has been tonight. I got him back on.
We done about 15 or 20 episodes, and this is the first time you forgot the fucking mute button.
Yeah. Hey, it happens.
Yeah,
Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I'm
I'm pretty close, though. Now, tag team of the year, there's a lot of different ways I could go with this. I could go with the Hardys. Been one of my favorite tag teams for decades. Could go with somebody like the Young Bucks. Could go with Motor City Machine Guns, finally coming over to WWE and applying their craft there. However, there was a tag team that was thrown together, and it shouldn't have worked, but it worked, and that's Brodito.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see that.
Absolutely great. I mean, for someone that does was it the Macarena where it is, it's unbelievable. I love that tag team, and I hope they'll get the tag titles back soon.
I hope so.
The winners by, I think the voting went far in North Carolina because for 75%, the Hardy Boys was voted the tag team of the year. So I think
my friends, boys.
I think the voting got shared right up to North Carolina and over. I really hope. I know they signed a new contract to TNA, but I really hope they have one more run in WWE before they go.
They are.
I really hope so. 2 more categories. Come on. Female Wrestler of the Year. Come on, Sonny. What is your pick?
This should come as no surprise. The love of my life is Charlotte Flair. She She had a year like no other. She came back under a lot of scrutiny about wearing her knee brace. Um,
I heard
I,
that. Yeah.
I read this and heard this online that the negative comments really get to her real life person when people talk so negative about her, but she seems to continue to overcome that. And as a wrestler, she just proved it to me one more time that she can endure pain like her dad. And she's either about to pull the knee brace off or has pulled the knee brace off. Does she have it off on SmackDown?
I think she still had it.
She still had it. Well, she's talking about taking the knee brace off and going without it, but she could work with it. I mean, she's doing her back moonsaults again. She has Alexa Bliss
Yes.
as a tag partner. The sky's the limit. She's only 40, so I mean, she's got at least 10 more years if she wants it. And I think we're going to continue to see a lot of great things from her. Like her, love her, or hate her, when her music starts, everybody stands.
Mm. Oh yeah. I mean, when I watched WWE live in Cardiff this year, and Charlotte came out, I was standing. And my wife that watched my
Everybody.
wrestling, and she stood because she doesn't. She knew it was Charlotte. Do you think Charlotte will beat her own man's record, as in the women's division bit?
I think she will. And I want to say this: they had a cameo shot. I look for these things when I'm on Facebook scrolling. I'm scrolling for wrestling things. I'm scrolling for reels. I'm not just up there chatting anyway. Um, there was a thing showing her drinking a beer, and it said, and then I asked at the bottom of the caption, it said, "Does this surprise anyone?" And I put, "No, it doesn't surprise me at all." I said, "She's Ric Flair's daughter. If she wants a beer, she's entitled to a beer once in a while." I got a heart from her.
She's
I saw that. I said, "That's ready for her."
she's awesome. She is.
Hope to meet her
One day, one day.
one day.
So you got Charlotte Rocks. Who have you got for female of the year?
I'm narrowing this down to WWE and AEW. For AEW, I'm going with timeless Tony Storm. I
Great.
enjoyed Tony Storm's character all this year, and I know she's going to be in a match tonight at AEW War's End, so good luck to her. And for WWE, she really grew on me in 2025, and hopefully 2026 is going to be even a bigger year for this individual. And I'm going to say for WWE, EO Sky.
Great pick for WWE and great pick for
Chris,
AEW.
what's your favorite version of Tony Storm? With her butler or without her butler?
I'm going to say
good
I'm going to
question.
say with her butler.
Yeah. It just all comes together better.
I would say Tony Storm this past year has been phenomenal. I mean, chin up, tits out, watch out for the shoes to just her and her wife. It's been brilliant. I watching her wrestle and watching her train. Her and that blood and guts was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Great pick. Ross, Steve.
Oh, female wrestler of the year. Well,
Chin up, tits out.
Willow Nightingale really stepped it up this year.
Great pick.
I'm not going with Willow, though. I'm not going with Willow.
Hardly.
If it was just based off of AEW, yes, I would go with Willow. Over in WWE, of course, Io Sky is amazing. She continues to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
However, my pick for female of the year, and for me, it's not even close. Stephanie Vicaire.
Oh, wow. Is that just because what she's obviously it's the end of the year, but is it from WrestlePalooza or is it before that? Or why has she done NXT, being a double champion, and then coming up?
Everything from NXT up till now. Hell, everything from AEW up until now.
Yeah.
When she, well, that was over a year ago, but
We could do that. We're
still.
a new show. We're a new show. We've been alive
Yeah.
since August, so we can fucking add on to it. However, Stephanie had 25%.
Oh yeah.
Tony had like 15%. However, the rest of that was this particular person. So Io Sky was the female wrestler of the year.
Yeah.
And just her matches with Ripley, and just every time she's having a match, you just feel entertained that you're watching her, you're looking at her, you're just thinking what she's going to do next. And she does this flip where she does like a slam, and then she does 2 flips, and then she's doing her icon like emoji. I'm like, oh my god, like watching her is just unbelievable. I love it. I love watching her, and if you give her a trash can, stand away from her. There we go then. Male wrestler of the year. And Steve, I'll go with you. There's a lot to pick. Our list was long. We had about 16.
Yeah.
No one could decide.
There's a lot to pick from here, but there's 2 that really stand out to me. I mean, Konosuke Takeshita. He had such an amazing year. Mm-hmm. Between AEW and New Japan.
The travel of what he done is just unbelievable.
Yeah. However, my pick for this year, and I hope for years to come as well, Dominic Mysterio.
So you're one of those.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the argument could be made that this year was about John Cena, and it was. John Cena was the person of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that Dominic Mysterio, though, was the wrestler of the year.
That's a great pick, though. Dominic. I mean, he's had 1 hell of a year. 2-time Intercontinental Champion, AAA Mega Champion. He's got Liv Morgan on his shoulder. I mean, yeah.
Not to mention, he is the greatest Mysterio.
I don't know. I think it's better. A tiny bit better. Nah. By tiny, I mean fucking large. Rob, what's your male wrestler of the year?
Well, I narrowed this down to 3 with each company. Steve, you did pick Dominic. I do see Dominic becoming a world champion in WWE someday. I don't know when that day is going to hit, but someday it will happen. For TNA, I'm going to say for TNA, Mike Santana. He had a great year, and when he won the TNA World Championship at Bound for Glory, that cement me as the guy that I feel is TNA's men's superstar of the year. I'm happy for Mike. I know he lost it, but hopefully Mike Santana can get that title back in 2026. For AEW, I got to go for my boy. He is my boy for life, and he will be AEW World Champion in All in London in 2026, and his name is Will Ospreay. for WWE, I'm going to say it. My favorite male superstar for WWE, I'm going to say it, Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Yes, and the reason I have Seth freaking Rollins is because what he did this whole entire year, he had the betrayal of the year when Paul Heyman aligned with Seth Rollins. That was the greatest. Had it been the best moment of WrestleMania Saturday when I saw Seth align with Paul Heyman. Seth winning Money in the Bank. Seth faking an injury in 2026. And then, no, not 2026, but 2025.
I was going to say you're booking ahead of you.
And we all thought, oh, is Seth injured? Is he going to cash in? Well, he had the ruse of the century by winning the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. So what Seth did this whole entire year up to this point was great. And hopefully when he comes back in 2026, Seth could be the world champion again.
Absolutely. Could. And I think he will be next year because they had to take the title off him. Sonny, what's your male wrestler of the year?
My wrestler of the year. So we have a wrestler here in the States. He's from Tennessee. He's 24 years old. I did a look up on him on my commentary. I don't have a commentary this week. I will have one on the 10th. I'm doing by trainer Ivan Koloff. That should be a nice commentary. But he's gone from Tennessee to Las Vegas, all through North Carolina. He won the Ivan Koloff Tag Team Tournament with his dad this past year this year in 2025. Young man's name is Kerry Morton.
Yes.
He's going to be making an odd noise. If he doesn't get hurt, Chris, he's a shoe-in for WWE. He's getting there on his own without his daddy. The only thing he's won with his daddy really has been maybe one or two titles, and one of those titles, I think, being the Ivan Koloff Tag Team Tournament. He's proven he's got what it takes to do it right in by himself. I like that. Mr. Gerald's trying to get him on the show, he and his daddy. I know his dad real well. I've known his dad since I was about 13. And wrestled on the same independent cards with Ricky Morton. Can't say enough nice things about him. But that's my pick for wrestler of the year this year, Kerry Morton.
Watching Kerry on the Indies on GCW, it's been brilliant. Absolutely been brilliant. Steve.
I already gave you my pick.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom. Well, I was hoping you would change your answer.
No, never.
Well, Dirty Dom had a lot of percentage. However, 65% of that was John Cena winning Male Wrestler of the Year. So John winning the Male Wrestler of the Year. There's going to be a lot of debate about that.
Matt, just want to share this a second real quick, guys. This was Kerry Morton's dad, Ricky, and I at the Ivan Koloff Tag Team Tournament in 2016.
If you raise it up a little bit more,
I sure
there
can.
you go. That's so awesome.
Long time friend, Ricky.
Yeah, so John Cena is the Male Wrestler of the Year. And that is the end of Wrestling Pedigree 2025 Euro End of the Year Awards. A lot of debate, especially for the male, because Steve looks pissed. Should have been Dirty Dom. No, thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. Thank you for everyone that is tuned in. Um, in the next couple of weeks, on the 17th of January, I'm gonna cause myself more trouble by doing this again. It's a charity live stream, 8 hours this time, not 15, because God forbid. It'll be 8 hour live stream on the Wrestling Pedigree, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere we're at for Mind and for any suicide awareness charities. So that will be coming on the 17th of January. And Ross Report will be back on the 1st of January on New Year's Day. And the rest of Pedigree will be back, I think, next weekend or the weekend after. However, we have a new show on the 10th of January. The 10th of January will be a new show with the legendary, which is Sonny the Man Eagle Kane. And he doesn't know that I named the show yet. So it'd be kind of good that he shoots me now or he's going to get me heat or anything like that. It's going to be Kane Uncut,
Hmm.
where we'll talk about what happened in the week and the past stories and everything that Sonny wants to talk about is down to him. We'll just co-host it with him, and he'll just, as one of our friends will say, shoot shit.
All right.
So that will be on the 10th of January. So there's a plenty of episodes coming up, and it's going to be a really awesome 2026 in the Wrestling Pedigree family. So, Sonny, where can people find you, sir?
People can find me on X at Sonny Kane at Sonny at the band Eagle, 1995. I broke into wrestling in 1992, Chris, but I've been the Man Eagle since 1995, a little over 30 years. They can find me on Instagram. I've had pickup activity there since I've been promoting it on the podcast programs. They can find me at Saint the Man Eagle King there. They can find me on Facebook, as Mr. Steve did last week, at Sonny Kane, the Man Eagle. And Maddie, you can join me there too, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. I will be. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you on our show. Chris, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, Maddie, and everybody for allowing me to be on tonight for the 2025 Wrestling Pedigree's Year End Awards. I had a blast with every single one of you guys. Where you guys can find me at is on my Facebook, Christopher Rotz. My Instagram is CMROTZ_1316. Thank you, Roman Reigns, for giving us 1,316 days of the greatest modern day world champion of all time. My X account is CROTS24. The 24 is for the late, great, and possibly one of the greatest Los Angeles Lakers basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. So thank you for allowing me to be on tonight. Always say yeah to NoDQ.com. And I want to wish everybody and here on Wrestling Pedigree and everybody around the whole United States of America or whatever you guys are at around the universe. I want to bless you guys with a happy new year. Hopefully 2026 is a better year than 2025. And if you guys are doing anything for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, please be safe on the roads out there. Drive safely. Get to your destination safely. Please do not drink and drive. And just always be positive instead of being negative. And just let's enjoy professional wrestling, which I will be enjoying professional wrestling tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time when I watch AEW Wars End pay-per-view. And I'm giving you guys a quick prediction. MJF will be walking out tonight of Wars End with the AEW War Championship. So happy New Year
That's
to
what's up.
everybody, one of yous.
You are so lucky you're my friend, because of that comment, I would have kicked you out of this. Just for the NJF comment. That'd be right. Steve.
Oh, you can find me on X under Pedigree_Steve. You can find me on Instagram under So Many Tragedies. Find me on Facebook under my government name, Steve Akins. Find me every week here on the Wrestling Pedigree. You can find me slinging chips at your local grocery store. You can find me. That's all there is to it.
He's there. He's every fucking where. Steve Akins. Pleasure for all three of you to join me tonight. Really great show. You can find the Wrestling Pedigree on Facebook, which is Wrestling Pedigree, Instagram and YouTube, Wrestling Pedigree 92. And you can find us on TikTok, where we're blowing up on there. I think we're on 82,000 views now on one particular video, where I'm getting heat off people for not telling them who wrote that song. So, which was me. So apart from that, yeah. Ross Report, New Year's Day, K9 Cut on the 10th, and the rest of Pedigree will be back sometime in the next couple of weekends. So you can find us here, there, and everywhere. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy World's End. And I say this all the time because tribalism is a dick. Don't be a dick. Just enjoy professional wrestling. Have a great night. I will see you next week.